When your clients or your customers walk into the shop, they need to see everything you do. That's how they know they're in the right spot. I'm gonna give you 4 magical tips that you can carry on into your barber business. First up is sanitation. Now I know that this don't sound sexy because sanitation is something that we all supposed to do. In my book, I call it bonus barber. But TDLR, they done messed around and made this here is mandatory. You have to take sanitation for barbers is mandatory. And cosmetologists, they have to take it, it's mandatory. So sanitation is a real big topic. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I get through it and make it a magical tip. I'll never forget one day, this boy, he was getting his hair cut by me, and he always gets his hair cut by me. Right now, I'm his barber. But he had these white spots that was popping up in his head, and his mama must have seen it and said something like, that boy must not be cleaning his clippers. Because when he came to the barbershop, I go through my ritual. I had wiped down the chair, I put the neck strip and the cape on him, and then I started cleaning my clippers. And he looked at me and he said, Twan, you be cleaning your clippers? And I'm like, duh. See, this part he don't never notice, but since he heard his mama say something about it, now he was waiting to see if I clean my clippers. So he was shocked and surprised that I actually do clean my clippers. So I think it was all diluted at home though, because I think the dad, this is what the dad told me. He say, my boy go first when he get his haircut. So if it was Twan clippers, all us had white spots. So I was just like, preach, man, preach. But anyway, the trust that was built, the dad could vouch for me because he's actually there. The mom never comes to the barbershop. So he's actually there and he can vouch that I keep a clean shop. So that was one of the ways that I keep my sanitation presence valid because he actually sees it. He don't say nothing about it, but he actually sees it. Now, I have some principles to stand by with sanitation. So I'm gonna paint the whole picture for you. So when you have a customer that comes in the shop, what you do is you wipe the chair down in front of him. These are key elements. Don't forget this. They have to see you wiping the chair down. You spray it with your EPA approved disinfectant. Wipe it down with your towel. I like to use white towels because that's how we know if they dirty or not. They white. You see them dirty, you throw them in the washer, Clorox them, and you know they keep clean. But either way, so first we clean the chair off. Then we put the neck strips and the cape on, clean cape, right? So after that, we clean our clippers right in front of the client or customer. We let them see us cleaning the clippers. And then after we get through cleaning our clippers, we tell them, give me a second, let me go wash up. I go wash my hands. I don't throw the paper towel away in the bathroom. I come out into the barbershop and throw it away in the trash right in front of them so they can see me dry my hands off and they know that I took care of business. I went and washed my hands. So before I even touched them, I already got clean hands. And that adds a passion, that adds security, that adds some sort of, like, you don't want nobody touching you with dirty hands, let alone touching you, period. But if they got dirty hands, you don't want them to touch you, man. When they get ready to leave out of the shop, they done paid and said their goodbyes, you make sure you are picking up the broom and wiping your station and cleaning things up. Let them see you cleaning. Let that be the last thing they see you doing, cleaning while they're walking out of the shop. They might not say anything about it, but on their mind, they're thinking about this thing. It's subconsciously in their mind. Think about this. If they ever go to another barbershop, they're going to be creeped out if these people not doing this type of stuff. You already winning. You the standard. You set the standard on this sanitation thing. Don't nobody want bumps and pick spots and stuff in their face and their head. Now that's the magic of sanitation. Next, let's talk about something that we all go through, but we don't know we go through it. So let me explain. This section is going to be about mental health. This is also not a sexy subject, but mental health is what we carry every day. So picture this. You have a client in your chair. We all have those clients that come and transfer energy. They come and tell us about their day and things that happen and what happened to their homeboy and what happened to their cousin and all that. So you might have a dude come in your chair tell you about how his wife cheated. You might have a lady come in the chair and tell you how she lost her job. You might have somebody come in the chair that lost a loved one and want to cry. Now, by you having relationships with these people, You feel their pain. You empathize with them. You understand what they're going through because you done lost somebody in your family and you feel the burden of a wife cheating or a girlfriend cheating. And also, you take those things home with you. That energy just transfers to you. So I would like to tell you, as far as this mental health section, this magical tip, take it upon yourself. And you say, that is not my story. That's their story. You give yourself 30 seconds. It's according to how heavy the session was. If it was something that hit home with you, because we all have similar problems. Someone may have told you something that resonated with you, and you go home and you look at your wife crazy now. That makes you a product of this mental health. You need to make sure that you keep your mental health in check. Check yourself. Make sure that you don't take those problems home with you because that's their story. That's not your story. Now, this next magic tip, this one's sexy because we all in the service business. We supposed to serve our clients. We supposed to make sure they get the best experience inside of our shop under our care. What we do is we go the extra mile for every client. If we give away water, snacks, drinks, candy, whatever it is, you give that to your clients. Make sure that they have a great experience while they're there. Put the TV on what they like to watch. If it's YouTube, if it's Netflix, whatever you have in there. If they want to watch their phone, so be it. Now, here goes to the haircut experience. When you take the cape off, you cut the back of the hair that's laying on the back of their neck. You go up under their neck and cut this hair that's up under their neck. You get the hair off of their ears. When you get the hair off of their ears inside of their earlobes, you cut the hair out of their nose. You cut the eyebrows down. And ask before you cut that unibrow. You don't want to cut that unibrow and they want to keep it. So you ask before you do these types of services. But these services go unknown. People never do these things unless asked to do them. But if you go the full mile and you ask and you say, hey, you want me to go ahead and clean this hair off your ear? You want me to hit your nose? You want me to get and dust the hair off the back of their ears? Like I've had hair all in the back of my ear from getting a haircut before. You don't want that kind of stuff. You want to pull the ear back, dust the hair off, blow it, whatever you got, to make sure that they have no excess hair on them. They're walking out of the barbershop clean, fresh, and clean. They experience what they can go and tell somebody else about is where you're winning at. Now, this is a magical tip. The next magical tip is accountability. Now, I know it's last, but it's not the least. Accountability might be one of the most important ones that we have here today. Accountability, you have to be accountable for your own funds. The money that you bring in, you write it all down. Whether you do it in your phone, on your notes, whether you write it on a piece of paper, however you do it, you have to account for all the money you made this week, day by day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You have to account for all the money you made. Not only that, you have to account for all the money that you spent. You bought bicycle tires, you bought disinfectant, you bought clippers, whatever you bought that day. I mean, it could be lunch or whatever. You take that away from what you get. So that means that you'll finally know your profit at the end of the week. Everything that you made at the end of the week, you'll know because you kept this accountability list. Now it goes on into the Barber Knowledge book where we do 10% in savings. After you find your profit, you do 10% in savings, 10% giving away, you do 30% on investments, certain things that you want to buy to make more money with. Then you have 25% on debts and expenses or whatnot, and 25% on reserves. So you can keep money for emergencies and things of that nature. Now, accountability, this magical tip is a surefire way to see where you at. You will know exactly what your finance is doing just by doing this every week, every day, every hour, every time you have a client hit your chair, every time you spend money. You'll have proof to know exactly how much money you make. You'll know for yourself. And once you find out for yourself, you'll understand what you're spending too much money on, what you're not spending enough money on. You get what I'm saying? Now, I just laid out 4 magic tips that you can get started on today. Now, you don't need me. You can start on this today. You can rewind this YouTube video and you can start off with your sanitation practices. You can deliver your mental health right. You can get your environment right. And you can also hold yourself accountable. Now, if you need a coach, we have those services available. And if you just want to tip your foot in the water, you can go ahead and join the Barber Bucks B.L.O.C.C challenge, where we help you grow your business in a 5-day challenge where it's an hour a day and you'll learn a whole lot. And also, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't feel like you got what you're supposed to got out of the 30-day, out of the 5-day Barber Bucks challenge, you get all your money back. It's only $27. Now, I got my barber license when I was 19, and I'm 46 now. Now, that's over past about 3 decades. And I done bought houses, I done bought cars, I got a house for my family to live in, all while cutting hair. Now, if you ever tried to buy a car or a house being a barber, then you know how hard it is. Have you ever heard of Martha Beck or George Mumford or Frank Gaston Jr.? Maybe not, but they all were coaches. Martha Beck coached Oprah. George Mumford coached Michael Jordan. And Frank Gaston Jr. coached Beyonce. Let's talk about some popular coaches like Phil Jackson and Steve Kerr and Bill Belichick. Now, Phil Jackson, he was like a role player in the NBA. He maybe got about, 6 points a game? And he went on to teach Kobe, Jordan, and Shaq to get about 11 rings under his belt. Now, Steve Kerr, he learned from legends. What Steve Kerr did was make Golden State legendary. And Bill Belichick, he ain't never played a snap in the NFL. He was a college player. And he got 6 championships. Now, that's the power of coaching, helping others go farther and faster, better than you would have ever done by yourself. Now, all these people knew how to play, but they needed a coach. They already know, because I hear barbers now, they be like, I don't need a coach, I know how to cut hair. Now, let me be real clear. You don't need me. You don't need a coach. When they ask me, do I need a coach? I'll be like, no, if you're pondering, you don't need a coach, because you don't need me. But I'm here to help the ones that won't help. So if you don't need me, cool, you can figure it out. You can go over all of the years it takes you to learn all of the things that I've learned in the decades that I've learned them. You ever heard that saying where it says, I wish I would have knew then what I know now? Well, I'm your then, so you can know it right now. So if you need help with your barber career, I'm here to help. And if you just don't want to just get to coaching right off, drop your feet in the water, like I said. You can get on the 5-day Barber Bucks challenge, where we teach you and groom you to understand the game, to see the stuff that you didn't see, kind of like a coach. If you like the information I gave you, hit the like button. And if you got some comments, comment. And if you love the information so much you just want to come back for more, go ahead and subscribe.